still have to do the sign for the breadboard, which I think is turning out really pretty adorable. So this is the insert. So I think they're I just like them. So I guess it's a lady ghost because she's all blingy. She's all blingy, and she's got her blingy friend with her. Her blingy feline friend. So that is what the box looks like, or the board looks like, with its distressing. Then on the back, I just wanted to do something a little bit less involved. I do need to still do the tail of the cat. I need to do that black. So the back of this, I took, it was base coated in lamp black, and then I took a metallic black, painted that on, let it dry, and then I used these Lindy's paints, Starburst sprays that are based with mica, and they have fixative mica and dyes, and then you just add water and let them dry, and then I fixed them with Vinyl Fix, like three light misty coats of it. So I do like that. So it shows you too, like if you want to do a plainer board, if you don't want something quite as in your face as this is what I did with that. You can see, you'll still get, let's see if I turn this light out, if it's actually easier to see. So so that shows you, and of course you could just do a base, just a regular black background as well. But I really like the effects from the Lindy sprays. So I used Witch's Potion purple and High Maintenance magenta. Those are both on my website. So I actually like the back. But I'm going to stick with this, which is a little bit, more in your face, but that's fine. So now I have to do the sign. And I have this stencil, this Dilution stencil, and I'm going to use it on the background of this. And when I painted the ghost, I started with sand gray, and then I used Snow White. So I'm going to use, I don't know if sand gray might be too light. So I also used cobblestone and some shading, and I'm going to use cobblestone as my base on the back of the sign. It's either cobblestone or sand gray. It's just that sand gray is very, very light. So when I come back with, on top of that, Snow White, I don't know how much. I just want it to be very minimal. I don't know how strong I want it to be. So that's why I'm kind of debating between cobblestone and sand gray as my base on this. I'll start with cobblestone, and I'll see what I think. So, all right. Yeah, because that sand gray is super light. And you can see this is still gray. But I'm trying to tie in some of the colors that I've already used, is my plan. Oh, I forgot to bring my water in here to rinse my brushes as I go. Oops. And you don't have to do the back of these. It can help to keep warpage from occurring, but this is a small piece, so you're not going to have as much trouble with warpage. it does kind of make, the backside look pretty. So mostly these pieces are going to be in their slots, but it's up to you whether you want to do the back or not. Okay, I'm going to grab some water. Okay, so then I'm going to put a base coat of lamp black onto the spooky season. And I kind of like the idea of having this as a darker color, but it would kind of just get lost on that. So I'm doing the letters as a darker color instead. And actually, before I do that, let me make sure that they've been popped out once before you glue them. So when I cut them for you, I have them in this little flat pack pop out frame, so you're able just to slap the paint on without having to try to hold things down with your fingernail or whatever. And that's just lamp black. So we're going to do one coat because I like all the sparkly iridescence that I have in the breadboard and in the insert piece. I've got a lot of iridescent going on because I was using some of these products, this decor wax, to get that kind of glimmer and iridescence. So I have this dragon glaze. I was going to try that. And then what I might do is use those Lindy sprays again to kind of get it to look a little bit like the back. So let's see, almost dry. I'll do a second coat. Yeah, I can see that's wanting to warp. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the back as well. Again, this is cobblestone. It's kind of a small piece, but it already is wanting to buckle a little bit. And you get this with any of these laser cut pieces. So you get it with the birch. I think it's birch that other people use, plywood birch. I like the MDF. It gives you a prettier finish in the end, and I don't know, more consistency. The birch actually costs a little bit more, but I like the quality of the MDF. Okay, I lied. I said I was going to do one coat, but I'm going to do two because I can see there's some areas that are a little inconsistent. And if you like this idea, but you don't have a spider web stencil, in some ways you might get a nicer result if you draw your own, because it's such a small space. You could just draw your own onto the sign. Okay. So I'll put my second coat on here. Cobblestone. All right. I have this. I also I have some Deco Art product as well, and I could just use this as well, but if I'm going to use the Lindy sprays on top of it, the wax can sometimes create resistance. So I think I want to use a paint instead of the wax. Okay, trying to find. So that one has a blue tint to it. Okay, I'm going to do a little test, see which one I like the best. So that has a blue, and this is like glittery. I haven't used this one in a while, so it's like super thick. Okay, so I'm just going to use a sponge. I'm just going to go out here. Ooh, so that has glitter in it. And of course there's an enchanted white shimmer that has glitter in it. Ooh, I like that one. Let's see. I mean, this looks more impressive under the camera, but this in person, this one looks more like what I want. Okay, so I'm going to use this Folk Art Dragon Glaze. And I could brush it on, but since I just got a sponge dirty, I might as well continue to use that sponge. Yeah, I like that. And it's pretty impressive, so I'm, I don't know if the Lindy's is going to be like over the top using that. Okay, so now I'm going to use a stencil brush and this cool cobweb stencil. Ooh, got a lot of black there. Let me get that right quick. Alrighty. Stencil brush. So I guess maybe if I do it that way. Yeah. Okay, I'll do it that way. And stencil brush and some Snow White. There's a stencil brush. And some Snow White. Okay, there it is. Okay, so I've got it on my stencil brush. Now I just need a paper towel. Just gonna pull it and dab it. Now I might go ahead and tack that down on one end. All right. I'm not sure how to address it going out all the way yet. I'll have to look at it. So a lot of times when my stencil brush is at its wettest, I don't try to dwell on an area for too long because I don't want it seeping under the stencil. So I'll just kind of go and pounce around and distribute the wetness carefully around the area. And then as it dries off, I can start concentrating a little bit more. Unless you want it to be kind of light and loose and not so solid, you can play around with how much coverage you want. Ooh, that's a cool effect. Cool. And I think because it's a spider web, I do want it to kind of have a little bit of a lacy feel to it, so it's not going to be solid coverage everywhere. It's going to be a little unpredictable in places where it's stronger. So now I've got this going out, but I need to see if I can fake it a little bit coming out further. Let's see, kind of line it up a little bit. That was my dog sneezing. Okay, try to do the same over here. Letters. I'm not 100% sure I am keen on the way that it dried. Huh. It still wants to be a little wet too. Very sticky. Yeah, that's pretty black. Okay. So, it's very glittery. How does it look in comparison to what we've got going on here? I think one thing I want to do is calm this down a little bit. So I'm going to use a color wash to do that. And let me just get rid of that. I think I will try a little bit of this sand gray and just kind of, I don't know if I should or not. I just don't know. It is really pretty strong. Okay, so I'm going to use this paper towel and a color wash of the sand gray. one of my juicy brushes, like this Lynn Andrews brush right here, and get some water. Slather that on. And lay this over. Lift. Dry. Do it again. So again, that is the sand gray, and I'm doing a color wash. There we go. I'm going to use a little bit of that cobblestone. I don't want to really introduce another color or a darker color, and I'm just going to do some shading. Oh, it's still a little wet there. Because of these scalloped edges, you really don't see any of the shading at the top or the bottom, so it's just bringing in a little bit of darkness on the sides. Okay. It's kind of hard to see where the letters are supposed to go now. Yeah, that is really interesting. It's very interesting. I'm just being super careful when I pop those letters out. Spooky season. Okay, move that out of the way. My paints out from last night when I was painting this piece. So that is how it's going to look. So there's 4 little pieces I have to glue down first. So you glue them onto the back. I guess actually you glue them on here first. And that enables the scallops to rise up so that you can slide the sign in. So the scallops have to sit on top of these two little pieces. So you're able to slide that sign in and out. So these have to be glued on. Yep. Gotta glue them on first. But just want to look at it with this in the right position. So the scallop goes there. So you don't really see the spider web too much in the background. It's just a little bit of a suggestion. It's there, but it is just kind of a suggestion of that. So, yeah, I'm okay with this. It's all right. And I don't think trying to spray on top of it is going to make that much difference because it's so glittery. So I think I'll just leave it like that. It looks a lot different in person than it does on what I'm seeing on the camera. It's a lot more glittery and purple. So I will be interested to see after I take a picture of it if the picture picks that up. So I had also put some glitter on her eyeglasses and some jewels here and some jewels there. Okay, so I'm going to glue all this together and take some photos. And then we'll see what it really looks like in the end. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Chat with you soon. Love you guys. Bye.